Look, we're still doing photo AI. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I can't. I gotta stop getting distracted. It's gonna be a short one today, I think. So, but yes, VOD people, welcome. I am set up though, right? I think I'm set up. Pretty sure. I think the mic's working. Welcome. More Rust, more photo AI. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. When you're motivated. All right, let me close some of this stuff over here. Cool. Let me close this too. We'll close this too for now. All right. Let me send a tweet. Let me turn the music on. All right, there you go. Let me send a tweet. Let me send a tweet. Let me send a tweet and also drink some coffee because I'm back on the coffee train, right? Even though I quit for a while, but I can't stay away, you know? I can't stay away. It's not good. It's not a good thing. Let's see. What am I gonna say? Match the stream information. Oh, you know what? Just the same old. We're gonna switch it up a little bit, but just the same old thing. We're doing the same old thing. All right. PHP style Rust programming. Let's see. We'll do PHP. We'll do PHP style Rust programming. We'll just do PHP style Rust. That's a good one. Actually, I should change it. I should change it. Let me see. PHP style Rust programming. There we go. Yeah, it's perfect. Jump in. All right. Yeah, I gotta start taking anything over Corona. Yeah, Corona's pretty gross. All right. All right, I'm just gonna jump into it because I'm already doing it, right? What do I have to do here? Plus? Is it this? No. Is it? What was it? Is it this? No. What is it? Oh, okay. So it's this. There we go. I hate how I used to love how Mac had a separate command and control key, but now that I've got a non-Mac keyboard, it makes no sense. Like it only makes sense. Like command and control being separated only makes sense in non-Rust things, right? All right, so you know what? I want to talk about this for a second. Yesterday or last time on Friday, there was skill issues on display. Okay, there is just a series of skill issues on display. Wasn't good. It was, it just wasn't. It wasn't good. It wasn't great. But today, we're gonna solve those skill issues, and we're gonna do a little something extra. Okay. So, Merlinder, what's up? Oh, you're in Italy. You on vacation? What's going on? Uh, yeah, which part of Italy? South, north? I've been to Brunico. I don't know if that's how you say it. It's like two different names. And I've been to the Italian Alps, the mountains, Tuscany, top left. Oh, I haven't been to Tuscany, and I've been to Rome, Cinque Terre, Venice, of course. Those are the only places I've been. I guess something is wrong. Uh oh. What's that? What's wrong? Yeah, Tuscany. Tuscany sounds better than all those places, though. Honestly, Rome was full of graffiti. Rome was. I don't know if you're missing out on anything. Rome was like insane. It's just like a big global city. That's what Rome was. Yeah, there were so many people. It was crazy, and I was staying around the Colosseum too, so that didn't really help. Let's do standard. Where is the debug trait? Honestly, Uh, you got a strange notification from a streamer? Yeah, that's weird, huh? That's strange. Why'd you do that? Why did I do that? Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But Tuscany sounds way better. Like every time you look at Connor Price, yeah. Every time you look at I love Connor Price. It's great. Every time you look at a picture of Tuscany, it's so beautiful. Like are there any bad pictures of Tuscany? I feel like there aren't, right? All right. Okay, so let me see. Yeah. It says he is live after eternity. Dude, Sue Yash, I've been alive. I have been alive. I was live 3 days last week, okay? 3 days. Let me see. Yeah, it's funny. I can literally do the same thing. Is it bar? Where is the debug trait? Let's look this up. Because I'm actually wrestling. I'm actually kind of. Are there docs here? Uh, oh, standard library. That's what I want. Yeah, perfect. Debug? Because there's the trait. Oh, the trait is in format. Of course it is. How am I, by the way? What's going on? Yeah, I've been good. I've been good. What about you? You all right? Let me see. Okay. Object save. Bluvian, what's up? What's up? Let's see. Requestable object save needs to result. I do. We do. I think people run into this when they do traits, and so I wanted to do this today as like a little side thing. Um, Starting your day. Yeah, me too. Even though it's super late here. Well, my day started a few hours ago. I walked the dog with my wife, my beautiful, beautiful wife, and yeah, it's good. I've been waking up super early lately in preparation for my baby. Let me see. New trait cannot be made into an object. Required to implement clone. So this is so funny because it does not like this. What's funny is if I do this, now it'll say new trait cannot be made into an object, right? So object save needs to allow building a vtable. So I'm already trying this. Not primes, not primes. Yeah, we have two different wives. We have two different people, two different wives, in here in India, it's always 9 to 10 when I see you live. Oh, really? Shoot. That's why I got to start earlier, I got to get on that grind set mindset, 5 a.m. That's what I got to do. Okay, let me see. New traits cannot be into an object. Okay, so I think there's a way I could do this, right? Yeah, it's true. Different people. Unless, you know what? I mean, yeah, unless it's like a reverse Mormon situation, right? A reverse extremist Mormon situation where you've got multiple husbands per wife. It's like a reverse, inverse. Let me see. So much income. You're not wrong though. You're not wrong. That's true. Dude, that wife is killing it, okay? She's living her best life. That should be a real religion. We could call it, what do they call themselves? LDS? SDL. Right? That's what it should be. I see. All right, so I can't do this, right? You make this trait. So I'm trying to do trait things. I'm trying to do traity things. So what was the point of this, right? So I'll show you what I cleaned up. First, the skill issue from Friday. Taxes are going to get complicated real quick. Oh, that's true. That's true. Look, I mean, look, if gender is a construct, uh, monogamous relationships should be too, right? Let's just go whole hog. Let's take it to its logical conclusion. All right. Let's see. The skill issues from Friday, right? The first thing I think I should have mentioned is that in Rust, if you're gonna make practical Rust basically comes down to two things, right? Two things. One, the first thing you got to do with Rust, unlike other languages, is you have to come up with your own errors. Like you have to list your you should list your errors, right? It makes it way easier. So here's an example, right? I grabbed the this error trait because I like it better than anyhow. And I also made my own result type, wrapping the standard library's result type. The next thing I do is I make an enum that is named error, right? I do this in every project. I didn't do this in this one because I thought, oh, I'm going to move fast and break things. But I was moving slow and still breaking things. So we gotta fix that. I gotta change this music too. This is bad. This is real bad. Hang on. No idea what this is. What do I want to do? Maybe a little retro wave today. Right? There we go. All right. So basically what you do is you sort of go down and you enumerate all your errors, right? And then you can get all the little question mark things for free. So you don't have to write expect everywhere, right? That was taking me forever. So in this one, Surdy JSON has its own error, right? Most crates that you use have their own errors. So all you have to do is just sort of tag it with error. And then you sort of say from inside of the enum, right? And this is the this error crate. That's what allows you to do this. And if you want to just pass through and not have a message, you would just say transparent, right? And so this works for all of them, right? So this is a Axum extra crate error multi-part because I'm uploading files and I'm not doing direct S3 uploads. Look, all right. Who cares? Who cares about direct S3? The cloud, we're out. We're done with the cloud. Okay. All right. So then you've got ride. I've got my own little library and that has its own errors, which wraps like a bunch of errors. So you can see here, there's even more errors. All right. So, and then you can sort of like Axum lets they have traits for your HTTP responses. So you can just sort of wrap your stuff in a match and it's pretty simple, right? This is part of the reason why I love Rust. The error handling is really good. It just takes a little typing. It takes a little typing. But here you can see this little block of code. What is this, like 25 lines? These are the errors you can see them and like what's going to happen, right? Because there's not an infinite number of errors that can happen, even though we act like it with try catch, right? Like, oh, our system's so complex that it's going to be, you can't even enumerate the errors. All right, so this is like the first thing that you have to do for practical Rust. The second thing for practical Rust web development, okay, is, oh wait, it's been stable? Oh, I don't even need that. The second thing you have to do is if you want to have good testing, right? Which you don't even really have to do this. Now you can just write your code how you want to. So like in this case, right, I have a replicate. Let me walk you through this actually. So the other thing I did was I didn't go high enough in the abstraction like thingy, right? And so so here you can see when I post the upload. So this is really cool. So in Axum, right, you can pass in everything that your function needs, everything your handler needs, right as arguments, and they have some crazy extractor magic to make this happen. So you could say, okay, so in this case, I'm calling the replicate API, right? So I need replicate. I made this struct called replicate, and then I also need B2. Right, so B2, I also need that. And then I also need the database, so I have that too. And then I need the params that are multi-part params, right? So this is really cool. You could see at a glance, like everything this function is doing and everything it needs can be easily overridden, it's like a test. So you can test this function in isolation if you wanted to. I'm not testing, but if you wanted to. So yeah, this is really cool. But now I'm sort of, I got off on like a little tangent and I was like, I wonder what it would take if I wanted to test this replicate struct. And I wanted to sort of override the HTTP, like I wanted to do dependency injection, kind of like the extractors there. I wonder what it would take to do this. And so now I'm on this quest of like, how do I make an async function trait How do I make it vtable safe, right? How do I do that? So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And so now, like, it's not object safe, right? It's not good. Are you porting Laravel to Rust? JK? Oh, almost. We're getting there. So yeah, I can't. So when you get into trait land, it gets a little bit more complex, and when you get into async trait land, it gets even more complex. And I think this is a lot of people don't like this about Rust because it feels unnecessary. Like, if only we had a garbage collector, right? We didn't have to do this. But let's see if we can come up with something that does the right thing, right? So here I'm trying to box this up and put it on the heap. But honestly, maybe it makes sense to just say requestable, right? Um, and so maybe we can just say static, right? Because, oh, I need to do dyn. So maybe it makes sense to do this because, I mean, I'm not really going to do this multiple times. I pretty much start replicate in main, right? So here I create replicate once in main, and I sort of pass it around, right? So yeah, it doesn't really it could be static for the lifetime of the thing, right? So here I'm like, okay, what if I just come up with my own request thing, right? What did I call it? Oh, it needs to be pub. There you go. Yeah, I'm not like a huge fan of the retro wave now that I'm thinking about it. It's really slow, you know. Oh, we gotta pick it up a little bit. Maybe we'll go back to Connor Price. Or maybe we'll just do like Connor Price radio or something, right? There we go. Okay. Cool. All right, and hopefully it doesn't get too gangster, you know. Okay. Let's see. Can we do this? Is that fine? Ooh, look at this error. Ooh, man, we're getting into it. Maybe I don't want to do this. But yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not. Doesn't implement debug. Oh right. I technically don't need that, right?
Hello, Peter. What's happening?
Let's see. Trait requestable cannot be made into object. Oh, so you have the same problem, right? Herky, welcome. Coldflow, what's up? well, well, well. Let's see. Trait requestable cannot be made into an object. Only type rec implements the trait. Consider using it directly. So it doesn't like this. It doesn't like this because let's actually do this on B2 as well, right? Let's go over to B2. And B2 will now take... So the other alternative you can do, which might make this easier for me, is instead of trying to put this in the struct, right, which might not actually make any sense. And even the way I'm doing this, it might not make any sense. But yeah, the other thing I could do, I guess, which I would like to solve this problem. But yeah, the other thing I can do... Let me see this. It doesn't like this. But if I don't... I want it to be cloned. I want whatever it does to be cloned, right? It doesn't like async functions because they can't be object safe. So maybe I can do this, right? Can I do a generic on this? Can I have the trait take a generic that's a fut, right? And then maybe I can do fut is future output. Oh, geez. Output, result, response. Is that possible? Will that solve my problem? A trait defined here with one generic parameter. Oh, that is correct. That is correct. Okay, so it doesn't mind that, I guess. Oh, what's this? Await is only allowed in set async functions. Ooh, okay. Maybe so this by itself is async, so I now need the function to be async. I see why people don't like Rust. It seems like I shouldn't be doing this, right? I mean, isn't Sean Walker? What? Did I just get doxxed right now? Did I just get heavily doxxed? Don't fall in the well. Yeah, we're falling. We're falling in the well. We're going over Rust's worst parts today. Okay, so this needs to return a feut, right? And then it doesn't like this. Uh, oh, it doesn't like this at all because now it doesn't have result, right? So I'd have to change this. But you don't want a result future. That's weird, right? Because then the calling thing would be like x dot await, right? That'd be strange. All right, let me think about this for a second. So I'd need to open this up in its own async thing for Tokyo. Oh my gosh. Okay, I mean, I guess like let's look at request client. I guess right. There's probably a way to do this. Oh, it's an arc, but they're all pretty straightforward structs. Maybe this isn't even worth it, honestly. Because theoretically, I could make the if I wanted to like I kind of would only want to test post upload, right? And I'd want to say something like, "Oh, I wonder if you could do this." Trait. Uh, I thought people knew. Sorry if I did. Yeah, patatas. Del Papa. What's going on? It's going. You know, it's going. We're going. We're getting deep into traits today. Trait replicate. Let's see. What if there's nothing, right? Replicatable. Let's see. I wonder if I can do if Axum will let me do this. Impl replicatable. I wonder if they'll let me do it. Create prediction not found. Oh, we can do that. No problem. Async. Create prediction. Prediction. Result. Prediction. Right. What does it take? A string and another string. Okay. Okay. Stir. Oh, it's like is it prompt? Yeah, it's prompt, and then it's a file name, right? And then that's a string, right? Oh, it's they're both stirs. Okay, all right, whatever. You ever do blockchain stuff? I have not done blockchain stuff. I know it's like the killer app, though. I guess everyone uses it for blockchain stuff. Uh, because it's not self, right? Let's try that. Okay. Expected string. All right. What does that mean? Required by a bound. What is this? Found I-64. What is insert? How did I change this? Let's see. How did I change this in a strange way? What did I do? Prediction. Oh, right. That's the other prediction, right? That's the replicate prediction. Ooh. Let's see. I can further restricting the bound. Oh, it needs to be send. Oh no, we're running into it. It's not good. What's this? Oh, static too. Oh shoot. Let's see what else we got. This is why I don't do this ever. Let's see. Send can be made part of associated futures.
Hello, Peter.
Zang
What's happening?
404, welcome. Is this going to turn me into a Zig programmer right now? Send can be made part of the associated futures guarantees for all implementations. We don't want to hide Rust's horribleness. Okay, we don't want to hide async Rust from people. I don't want to make it out. I don't want to be out here seeming like if you're trying to do traits in async. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, it's easy. You know, easy stuff. Maybe it's not good. Like maybe this isn't good. Let's see if we can at least try to get close to this. And if we can't, we'll just undo it all, and who cares? All right, so send can be made part of the for all implementations of create prediction plus send. What's that now? impl standard feature set plus send. Is that what we do? Do we say like where self is send? Is that what we do? Is that what it's trying to tell me? Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't like that. Okay, let's see. Maybe it'll. Oh, okay. So if we do the future instead, right? The trait itself doesn't need to be send. Okay, so now we can say cannot satisfy required by a bound. Cannot satisfy post upload. Type annotations needed. Replicatable. Oh, okay, so now my function is totally broken and I can't use it in my macro. All right, what if I just don't do that? Let's see. We'll just do upload, right? Is that what the route was? It's just upload. Okay. Oh, that actually worked, right? Let's undo this just to make sure. Async routes gave me brain damage. It's honestly it's the traits though. Like to tell you the truth, like I'm doing weird things right now, but let's see. What if we just get rid of all the traits, right? Because that did seem to work, which is interesting. But what else I find interesting is that I can no longer use my macro to do my fake like statically typed routes. Cannot satisfy replicatable. You know, it's probably my macro to tell you the truth. Let's look at it. URL macro, ident new format path, call site, fn name. Oh, because I'm calling it, right? I'm calling it. It doesn't like that I'm doing this. What if I did this? Because I'm trying to get it to. Let's do that. Okay, let's go back to this. Yeah, we're good with that. That's annoying though. I kind of want that. So I should probably get the if it's a trait, right? Because if I did that, it would break everything else. But okay, forget it. It's not worth it. I forget it. We're not gonna do it. We're done with that. We'll just bring this back. Man, I guess if you write your code like Go, you'll have an easier time. Maybe that's what we should do. Just grug it up, you know? Just grug, just 100% grug. No testing. We don't do tests. Let's just do this. All right. I mean, we could just assume, right? And we could at least make it look cool, I guess, right? What is it? What do we need here? Where's rec? Oh, I did it somewhere else. That's fine. And then we could just do async stuff, right? Response. Okay, let me see. It's getting a little gangster. We should probably switch the music. It's getting a little intense, you know. That's the stuff you run into though. You know what I mean when you have lyrics. All right, let's do something else. We'll do. Oh, you know what? Let's do a little. Let's do this. I like this song. It's okay. There we go. Okay, maybe this is good, right? Okay. I just like a funky beat, you know? All right, so we're done with requestable. We're done with this. I give up, you know? I give up. We're not doing that. Although we can do this, I guess. But what's the point, right? We might as well not even have. We might as well just not even do that. We might as well just make them regular functions. Don't even make them a part of the thing, right? There's no structs here. They're just functions. And for what it's worth, I did try a function pointer too, but it still didn't. It still did not. It didn't really, you know, do what I wanted to do. All right. So we're not going to do self. We're just going to call get. I give up, you know? I give up. That's it. I did try. 10 out of a. Oh, I thought it was 10 out of 100. I'll show you in a second once I get it working. Okay, so I think we're good now. Yeah, we're good. All right. So let's start it up, right? Let's start it up. But at least I can go over what my whoops, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, there we go. I needed these two keys to make it bigger. There we go. We got it. We have it. All right. Oh, I changed to Russ Nightly. Shoot. But I changed to Russ Nightly like a bunch of time. Like I think it was like a few days ago. Maybe it's like weeks old actually. Okay. All right, let's start it up. We're gonna snooze the ad so we can see what's going on here. All right. Let's start it up here. Okay. Best is this the best UI or is this the second best UI? That's the question. Is the project an app that installs CrowdStrike Falcon? This installs CrowdStrike Falcon directly to the macOS kernel. Okay, directly to the kernel. Straight. Do not pass go. Here we'll do Merlindrew again, right? So this is Merlindrew's actual profile picture, right? So let's look at it real quick. So this is what we're doing. So this project, okay, it takes an input photo like this one, like Merlindrew's, and it takes the face and it puts your face on an AI generated body. What happened in the game I was making? Look, I'm taking a detour, bad cop. Okay, we're taking a detour. All right. We need to try to make some money, okay? And the game, it's gonna take me, bad cop. It's gonna take me years before I can make a good game. Like it's a long, slow slog. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna take me a long time before I just made money from games. Skill issue. Did you really? What game? All right, so it's gonna take this picture. We're gonna upload, right? So we uploaded the picture. Um, so now we're polling. We're polling right now. Here, I'll show you in the background here. Let's see. Where's my thingy? Uh, can I do this? There we go. All right, so now we're polling replicates API. So basically it uploads to B2, it calls replicates API, right? And then it pulls the API to see if it's done. And then when it's done, I'll just refresh the page and it generates 3 AI photos from the input photo. And the prompt was it was Nightshade's prompt from Friday. What was the prompt? I think it's like Victorian era suit or like steampunk suit or something. We can look at it, but in the database. But yeah, that's a big PID. You know it. Large and in charge. I uploaded a game 10 minutes ago and somebody bought it for some reason. Dude, that's big time though. That's big time. I have a question. Is Itch better than Steam? Bad cop. Should I try Itch instead? Maybe I'll try Itch because I feel like Steam's a lot, and in order to make a game on Steam, it feels like it's gonna take forever if you don't plan to make money. But you made money. But you made money though. Cave Rim, the Elder Coal Mines. Oh my gosh, this is incredible. Where'd you get these assets from? Oh, there's a horse. Bad cop. There's a horse. You know why this person? Do you know why this person bought this game? Because there's a horse right here. Do you see this horse? I'm telling you, horses can make bank. Okay, horses do sell games. It's true. People love horses in games. I got it because it was so I wanted to make 2 games. I want to make 3 games. The Sissy game, Sisyphus, just to start so I can learn. And then the 2 games I really want to make, roguelike deck builder, horses. Okay? Those 2 would kill it. All right? This is what my market research told me. Yes. This is what the market wants. The market wants horses. The market needs horses. I was here for that stream. Yeah. They need horses, all right? Horse simulator. Oh, it's done. Okay, so let's look. So these are the 3 pictures that got generated of Merlindrew. Let's take a look at it and see how bad it is, right? Ooh. Yeah, it's not looking good. We could just already tell it's not looking good at all. How do I zoom in on this? View, zoom. There we go. Okay, so it's plus. Is that what we're doing? Where's plus? Is this plus? No, this is plus, right? Is this plus? Is it? Oh my gosh, I don't know how to zoom in. Okay, so we do this plus. Oh, jeez. What is plus on this keyboard? Oh my gosh, that's S. So this and this plus equals? Oh my gosh, I can't even type. Okay, well, whatever. Let's just look at it. Oh, wow. Okay, so this looks weird. I think it tried to like turn the dog into something, right? Um, but yeah, so this one's okay, right? This one's all right. It still doesn't really look like him, but yeah, it's okay. Pretty close, right? Pretty close. So yeah, just one API call and that's it. And one API call and a million billion stolen images. And that's what you get from AI, you know? Ethically gray area. Definitely not
Hello,
ethical.
Peter.
Okay?
What's
Don't
happening?
don't do this at home, kids. Wizzy Joe. Welcome. Made a headband from the dog. They did. The AI did. Build a horse simulator. Dude, Bad Cop is going to destroy all of Steam. If you combine the banana game and horse simulator somehow, where you're trading horseshoes or something, money in the bank. Okay? We're talking straight money, all right? A dog became part of the human, yes. Ethically gray turns ethically neon green after your first sale. What's that saying, Soul Zero? What's that saying? It's hard for a man to understand something when his paycheck depends on it, right? So like, if your paycheck depends on ethical murky areas with training copyrighted images for AI, you're like, I don't really get that. I don't see how it's ethically gray. If this game goes viral, I am in legally dubious waters. Is it where'd the assets come from? Did you ever answer that? Let's see. Did you answer that question? Is that why you're in ethically legally dubious waters? They're all fairly used. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Any similarity to any similarity to Skyrim is completely accidental. Half the team has never even played it. um, yeah. Honestly, this looks amazing though. Like, look at that lighting. Is there like a pond back there or something? This is really cool. I love this. Yeah, this is sweet. Wow, 400 megs. I've been in the web too long. I see 400 megs. I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's not JavaScript. So, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, there is. Okay. Yeah, that lighting's incredible. All right. So now that we've done this, what else do I need to do to this thing? Right? So like it looks pretty sad. Honestly, it looks pretty sad. The third thing we got to do, we got to make one more. Unfortunately, we got to make one more API call, right? To Mailgun. Okay? And I know Mailgun's been bought and sold a million times, but I still use Mailgun to this day. Okay? Don't yell at me for not using SendGrid or something. All right? I don't know. Is it SendGrid? What? No, the good one is it's like it's yellow background for mail. It's like a really good one? Email sender APIs uh, with a yellow background with a yellow theme. That would be an AI question, right? Oh, Postmark. There it is. See, I got it. Postmark. All right, so don't get mad at me for not using Postmark. I actually signed up for Postmark. This is invite only. I got the invite, never sent a single email. I just deleted it. I was like, forget this. Oh yeah, see, future highway knows Postmark. So I got to do one more thing, which is so this is what's gonna happen, right? So you're gonna upload the picture, right? And then you're gonna sort of choose from like a theme, like steampunk suit, uh, you know, old money, right? Uh, at the beach, ethically murky. I said it was ethical. I said it was. I didn't say it was good. Different themes, right? We're just gonna copy photo AI. We're gonna completely social acceptable mail delivery service. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna use Mailgun. I've been using Mailgun for years. They failed. They're originally from Y Combinator, but they failed horribly to achieve escape velocity, whatever that means for VCs. So they got sold and bought like a million times. And now Cinch owns them, and I think Cinch bought them from Twilio. I have no idea what Cinch is. I have no clue, but it works the same, right? The API has not changed. I honestly have no clue if there's a single engineer that works there anymore. But you know, Mailgun, it still works, so it still works. Let's integrate with Mailgun. Let's see if I actually wrote code already that does this for Rust, and I'm pretty sure I did. Let's take a walk in my random GitHub repos. Let's take a quick walk down memory lane here. Maybe this one. Let's see. Take a quick peek. Nope, maybe not. Actually, you know what? Let's take a quick peek in here and make sure. Nope, that's not the one. Let me see. I'm having an idea though for a macro that generates all this stuff. Like if your API is open API compatible, it should be one macro call to generate all the code at compile time. Kind of like the DB macro, I guess. Do I have Mailgun in this? Not likely. All right. What else do we have here? I don't think so. Pied Piper? That's definitely not the one. Oh, maybe maybe this one has it. Maybe I had a lot of integrations here. Nope, just replicate in B2. Let's see. So maybe we'll just do like a quick auth thing, quick users thing. That does email login. And now it needs to. Oh, this one might do it. This one might do it. I think we found it. I think we might have found it. Let's look. How much code is in here? Okay, we can scroll. Oh, don't let me down. Let's see. Okay, it's looking. I mean, it looks likely that I did the Mailgun thing. Pub use Riz. That's my everyday. Okay, pub use Riz. Let's see. Set form create set. Okay, profile login form. Oh, this one doesn't do it because I did that dumb thing where I give you a secret and I don't email you. But I think we might need email now, right? Do I remember that stream? Dude, hey, Riz is still. You know what? Riz is still doing good. All right, let's see. Let's look at it. Let's look at it here. But I'll get back to the games soon. But it's just such a it's an uphill climb, you know? It's not good. So I made two different ones, right? I did Riz and then I think I did I call it Rizzle? Is that what I did? Yeah, so I did this and I never quite finished it and then I renamed it to this. But honestly, it's still pretty cool. The only problem is that I hate the mapping between Rust types and SQLite types. That's annoying. I don't like that because it's like you have to sort of do it in your head. And I even put this down here, but that seems so dumb. So yeah, the DB macro was the solution to that. All right, so let's see. I'm fairly sure I've done Mailgun before, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm wrong. Ooh, maybe this one. Public archive. Let's see. It might be this one. Let's see. This one uses mod. I'm using a lot of crates. Use Riz. I'm using a lot of crates. This could be it. Oh, you know what I should do? I should just look at the .env, right? But I don't know if I have a .env here. I do have sessions here. Log out. Let's look at login. Look at how much Rust code I've written. Good golly. Let me see. I can use GitHub search to look for Mailgun through your repos. Genius. What do we do? Like a user search? Okay, maybe we could just do search syntax tips. Is that what we do? Let's see. Is it user colon? Let's try user colon. Let's try user colon this, and then it looks like it's, it comes after a colon. The fact that SQL types suck is not your fault. Yeah, that's true. I want it's like I feel like we almost want like a in between a KV store and a full on relational database. We want a relational database, but we want more control. It feels like, right? Not the user's colon. Helix user. Oh no, that's me. It's me. Let's see. Well, Mailgun. I would have called it Mailgun too. Oh no, Janet. Oh, maybe I'm confusing Janet and my Ruby days. You know, maybe I'm confusing Janet. I don't think I've ever done Mailgun in Rust. Is there a crate? I really don't feel like another API integration, but maybe we'll do it just for practice. You know, Mailgun client whip. That is not a good sign. About as good as I can do. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Whoa, wow! Look at all these dependencies. Um, yeah, this looks about right. Mailgun's API is pretty easy though. It's pretty easy for the memes. Yeah, maybe we'll do it for the memes. You know, maybe we'll do it for the memes. You know, just so we could watch some Helix action. You know, maybe we'll just do it just real quick. All right, here we go. Looks kind of rusty. Let's commit first, right? Oh no. All right, here we go. We'll clear that. We'll commit with K. Perfect. Perfect. We'll push with J, right? Git push. But J didn't do it for some reason. I don't understand that. All right. Somewhat interesting frog. Welcome.
Hello, Peter.
Welcome to the.
What's happening?
It's a great name. Looks kind of rusty. It's very rusty. It's very rusty. All right, let me see. Okay, so we'll make a new file, right? We'll make a new file. Unbelievable. Can't believe I don't have this already. We'll do a quick Mailgun RS. Bring it over with mod, right? We'll bring it over. Oh, you know what we should do? Let's compare. Let's make it more interesting, actually. Let's compare Claude's output real quick. Let's do Claude real fast, which I don't think oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's do Rust Mailgun API implementation. Right? There you go. Right? Let's compare it, right? What am I up to? We're cloning Photo AI still. We're still cloning Photo AI. We almost got it though. We almost got it. We're almost there. I just need emails now. We need emails. So that's what I'm doing. We need emails and auth. And I know I'm supposed to use Clerk or something, or AWS Cognito, but I can't help myself. Okay? I can't help myself but to own the stack, okay? I need to do it. Let me see. Get those crates out of here. Only the foundation crates. 30 JSON. Only those ones. Capturing rolled in a bottle. Lightning in a bottle. That's true. Roll your own everything. That's what we do on this stream, okay? All right, so this is looking pretty good. Honestly, this is similar to what I would do. I don't know what's client, though. Is that request client? Oh, it is. Look at that. Okay, so send email from to subject. Box dying error. We got to change that. Let's see. But this looks pretty good. Honestly, it looks pretty good. Let's see. Yep. Self.client post, basic auth, API, form, JSON. Wait. Form? That's subtly wrong? Unless they send form, URL encoded form data as JSON, which I somehow doubt that Mailgun does that. I don't think that's the thing. Don't really think that's how it goes, but we'll see. API reference authentication. Or let's see, messages. Send an email. Form data, but it is not JSON. It is not. What is JSON though? They JSON encoded form data. So, I mean, it's pretty close, right? It's not bad. Roll your own 30. Honestly, I will say this, El Gringo. I will say there was another skill issue that I had the other day. And the skill issue from Friday was that in Replicate, I was running into this thing where I kept missing I kept missing fields in the JSON, even though I copied the JSON example from the docs, put it in my thing, generated structs using Rust Analyzer, right? I did all that stuff. But apparently Sturdy works. It's like an allow list. or a whitelist. Okay, I don't want to. We don't want to get too crazy, but it could be a whitelist. All right. So whatever fields you put in the struct, Certi will just do, and it won't complain. Like so, it ignores everything. So there's a bigger payload that comes in than this, but I only have these 5 fields, and it works. Right. So I didn't know that Certi could do partial
Hello, Peter. What's
deserialization because
happening?
I had never tried it before. I thought you had to have the perfect bit. But if you have if you have a field that doesn't exist in the JSON blob that you're trying to deserialize, then it starts to run into problems, right? So yeah, all you have to do is just list the ones you want, and then that's it. It does the right thing. And so I was like, should I make my own Certi to get this to do this? But it already does it, so now I don't have to do it. Although it would be fun to make a different version, right? That's like kind of cleaner, maybe, you know? Like it'd be cool to make it like the DB macro where you give it the JSON that you want. Like maybe you list keys and types, and then it creates the struct for you. But you're pretty much already doing it here, so I don't know. Normally distributed. Welcome. Okay, so let's look at this. You know what? It is close, right? I think the Claude Sonnet was. I think it was kind of. It's not really getting there with the J. It wants to do it, but we don't need to do this. But it's close, right? If you just get rid of this and you get rid of this, and yeah, it's pretty good. Response.status is success. I think that exists. I think all of this is pretty valid. Most of it anyway. So yeah, this we'll just you know what? In the interest of the new age, the new dawn of AI programming, we'll just copy this. No lurkbot. I don't know what that means, Bluvian. I don't. What does that mean? How do I do it? What do I do? You tell me what to do, and I'll put the lurkbot in there. Certi's actual magical. Yeah, Certi's incredible. I love it. I wonder if you send this output to ChatGPT for a pickup on the errors. Ooh, let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, so let's go over to chat. ChatGPT. Stay logged out. This is gonna be the cheap one, right? Nano 3.5 or something. Well, I'm logged out, so let's see. I find the errors in this Rust code. Should I even say what it does? Let's just give it the code, right? Okay. uh, you know, oh, I see. That was my bad, actually. That was my bad. I didn't delineate my prompt from the code. So it didn't understand that I was giving it too much credit. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Okay. Post. No, it didn't know that it has the same reference to this JSON string from the macro. It didn't get that one. But let's see. Boxstein. I mean, this isn't technically an error. I just have my own error type, which is that's a me thing, you know. So really, it only has one like logical problem, right? Which is this, right? That's the only like thing that if you didn't know what you were doing, that you would get stuck on, you know. It's technically yeah. It's a come on. Come on, Zolzia. You got me with that one though. That was a good one. What is twerk? I'm not gonna twerk. What? Are you just making stuff up? Twerk lurk? Okay, so it didn't quite get it. But it's you know what? Like they're getting there though. It's close. And this is crazy because it's one or that's like a 0-shot thing, right? It almost got it first try. But also this is like straight from the docs. So this is like a combination of like the Mailgun RS crate and the Mailgun. I could see where it put it together, right? You know, it kind of did it. How to add a lurk command on Twitch? Okay, let's do it. I was going for just lurk to work arrive, nothing else. maybe if I if I get really crazy and okay, I'll do this later. If I get really crazy and I do like a green screen wall behind me instead of just this little square, you know, maybe we'll do twerking. All right, maybe we'll add the twerk feature. Okay, so let's you know what? Since we're already doing ethically gray things, let's just take this. Okay. Good. We'll just copy the whole thing and then we'll delete what we don't. Actually, no. We'll just copy this and put this in mailgun, right? Okay, that was easy. And then we'll do this. We'll do this later, right? Email successfully. I love that. So we'll take this, right? And then we'll do this. And then we'll come in here and we'll make it so that we can put it in the context so it comes out all nice and cool, right? So we'll make a quick thing like the mailgun. Oh, is it not public? All right. Okay. Come on, now you can find it, right? What? Do I need to use? Is that what I need to do? Use mailgun? Oh, it's mailgun client. Let's actually change that. That's a dumb name. There we go. No point to call it client, right? There's no other part to the thing. Okay, cool. And then we'll do mailgun here in main. And we'll make a new mailgun. And that's going to be API key. Oh, no. We're doing more. Oh, it's going to be Leak City over here. It's going to be Leak City. That's not good. B2 application key is going to be mailgun API key. And then we'll make this lowercase, which I don't know how to do this. How do I make this lowercase? What's the key for this? Is it the tilde? There. Okay, I was right. What's the other thing? Mailgun. Oh, domain. Okay, so we'll do domain too. B2. Enter, and we'll just do this. Mailgun domain. It goes from gray to more gray. We're getting very gray. There we go. Shift. There we go. Good. Okay, cool. Have you on silent? Okay, cool. Yeah, just do the lurking. It's fine. You don't have to say lurk. Just do it. Ray and Piro. What's up? I think we're doing all right today. We're killing it today. Okay? No more Rust skill issues, all right? Everything's working perfectly. Mailgun domain. All right. What's up with this? Clone is not satisfied. Dude. We'll get there with this keyboard slowly but surely. I've had it for like 6 weeks now. All right. I stopped changing my output though. I stopped changing my firmware. All right, so we got Mailgun now. Go back over to post upload. One thing I do want to point out though is that if you want to do like a background job thing with Tokyo and async, like normally in Ruby, so normally in Rails it'd be a whole thing. Let's get Rust not going too good for me today. Oh no. Just if you're doing traits, just don't do that. Because we were doing traits earlier. It did not turn out well for me. I'm sure there's a way to do async traits and have them be object safe. But all that whole sentence was such a Rust thing to say. I don't know if it's worth it, honestly. So yeah, this is how you do background jobs that you don't care about, like fire and forget. In async Rust and Axum. It's really cool. So in Ruby, you'd be like, okay, let's set up Redis sidekick, right? And like, obviously in Rails 8, they're like, oh, let's do solid cache or whatever, and we'll put background jobs in the database, which is nice, but it's still more complex than it should be. It should just be like one of these, right? Let me just call a function. Let me call some more functions, and let me just wrap it in a Tokyo spawn, right? And then this is my background job. It's incredible. I love it. All right. So let's put this here. DB. We now need mailgun, right? We'll call it MG. Mailgun. Good. Okay, cool. So now we've got 3 APIs in a database, right? We've got replicate, B2, and mailgun, and the database. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's cool to see all the things this function's doing. Pretty sweet. Okay, so let's call it. What did the ethically murky gray AI say to me? Gray eye, AI, more like gray eye. Okay, let me see. Mailgun, send email. Okay, all right. So, I mean, it's pretty close. We'll see if it works. I guess, right? Oh, I have to. I almost didn't change it. I almost didn't fix it. It was. Yeah, we got to do this instead. Ooh, I almost didn't change this. Wow. Almost didn't change it. Here, we'll just do this. All it's doing really is just this, right? Although I wonder if we look at the docs, what is it? Is it form, really? That's what it is, right? Let's look at curl real quick. It is form. Wow, look at that. Form encoded. You never see that. Hey, you never see that. To subject, whoops. Subject and text. Oh, jeez. All right. Look, if this makes no money, okay, I'm going to be disappointed in myself. From, to, subject, text. Okay. Okay, so now we're good, I think. It needs to be a reference to the string I just created, which is very strange. Strange Rust things that are happening. All right, so here we can just do an expect here. Mailgun failed, right? I'm not going to leak a single key. There's going to be no leaking today, all right? This is a no leak day today. So we'll say, what am I calling this? Get AI headshot? Headshot, it has a double meaning. Is it a first person shooter? Are you doing headshots? Or are you taking pictures of people and their headshots, right? Headshot is it's another part of the whole murky gray thing. But we'll allow it, only because I don't have a better name. And we'll do Sean at getaiheadshot.com. Do not register this domain. Don't do it. All right? Just do not do it. And then we'll say to the email. So here we actually can't do this here. We're going to have to make another route. Well, we'll just leave this here for now. But we're going to make another route. Use the path separator. Oh, it had another error. Is that... This is new? Oh, okay. No. It's right. Mailgun.send email. What is the problem here? Oh. MG, right? There we go. That's my bad. Okay. So it only had the JSON thing, which is, it's pretty good. It's getting there. 2025 might be the year that we are, as code slingers, just digital plumbers, really. We might be out of a job, Explain what you are coding. Bandicoot 13 comes in here, okay? First thing, explain yourself. Explain yourself, streamer. Don't stop what you're doing and explain yourself. All right, so we're cloning photo AI with Rust. That's what we're doing. But I'll allow it. I'll just this once, okay? No hi, no hello. What are you doing, young man? What are you doing in this stream? What do you get off my lawn? All right, so let's go back to the router. Let's add a route. Let's do some quick Magic Link auth. I know everyone loves Magic Link auth. I'm a huge fan myself. All right, let's do it. Sessions, right? We got get. We got
Hello,
actually
Peter.
we're not gonna do
What's happening?
Admiral Mort. Welcome. All right. All right. Let's do. Whoa. What am I gonna do? We'll do sign up, and we'll do get sign up, right? And then we'll do post sign up. Just the most grug thing you could do. No resources, okay? We're not doing any resource, just straight up actions. Just nothing but nonstop action on this stream. Get, what did I call it? Sign up. We'll take the CX and we're gonna do something like this. Whoops, hello. And we'll make the most jank form ever. Or maybe we'll, you know what? Maybe we'll go over to Tailwind and we'll grab a Tailwind sign up form. You know? Maybe that's what we're gonna do. Maybe we'll do it. I should honestly pay for the Tailwind stuff. Because I use it so much. But it's I feel like it's kind of strangely mid. You know, it's weirdly mid compared to the third party Tailwind things. Action's gonna be, oh my gosh, can I do this? URL. Oh my gosh, is it this one? No, it's that. Oh my gosh, I just muted. I just muted the thing. Instead of doing something, I just muted this. All right. We'll just stick with this. URL, post, sign up, good. Method is a post. Post, good. And then we've got one input, which is your email. Oh my gosh. It has a name. Its name is Robert Paulson. Name, type email name. What am I doing? That's it, right? Is that all we need? Placeholder. Enter an email. Good. And then it has one button, right? It's got a button. Submit. And I guess I could like bring in HTMX, but like what? Are we really though? It's not time. It's not time yet. Sign up. Post, sign up. All right. And so this is what we're going to do. We're going to save to the database. We're going to get the form body, which this is cross-site request forgery 101. Don't do this, okay? Don't do what I'm doing. We're going to bring in, so I like HTMX because it allows you to get around this really easily. So what you really want to do is you have two options, right? The first option is to add a CSRF token, which adds some complexity. You got to track it in the session, blah, blah, blah. The second option is that you have to encode as a thing that the Web Standards Committee will never add to forms, to HTML forms. So it could be JSON, which they might actually add it like encoding as JSON, because forms can only really be two things, right? The encryption, the encoding type can be multi-part or form encoded, right? So JSON is not supported yet, but it might be at some point. So it's risky. You know, you have to come back and change your code. The second one is like CBOR is like a good one that they will never add. I'm sure of it. And the third, I mean, there's a third thing you could do, which is like go full SPA, right? Go full SPA. You know, go just do React on stuff, and then you don't have CSRF anymore. And if you go full SPA, like with React, you also minimize your like cross-site scripting thing. But that's not cross-site scripting. It's not really like it's not a thing, really. You know, it's not really a thing. How did you end up in Rustland? Code inside. I've been in Rustland for too long. Okay, too long. Let's see. Honestly, I think Axum for web dev is like kind of a killer thing. And a lot of people are still sleeping because they hear Rust and they immediately go. Well, they hear Rust and they go. I don't know if I should say this, but yeah, we're all, you know, all of us Rust devs, we're all kind of like, who would program Rust? Okay, what are you, a furry, blue hair, programming socks? You know, what is all this? But yeah, it's not like it. That's not how it is. All right, so we'll do form here, but honestly, I'm telling you, do not do this. All right, do not do this. And we'll just do like a quick struct to represent the form, which is just one thing, right? Sign up params, which it's funny because you do this in Rails still. Like you still do this, right? It's pretty funny. deserialize, and then we could say email string. Good. And then now I could just put this in here, form params, and then we could do form sign up params. Good. What's funny about this whole thing is like this actually isn't any harder than Django, Rails, or PHP. It's about the same level of difficulty, except you sort of spell it out, and when you go through the act of spelling things out in your code, there's just less errors. And it's funny. There's a relationship, I think, to less code and less bugs, but also like I think it goes the opposite direction where if you're like me and you never specify anything and you go, okay, this is how it's going to be, right? In dynamic language land. And then you have to run the thing and it doesn't work. You're like, maybe I should have specified a little bit more. But yeah, so let's see. So we got params now, and we'll get rid of this. And then what we'll do instead is we will take the email from params, right? From sign up params. Params, and then we'll do, actually we could just do that here, I guess, right? We might as well just do it inline, right? What am I doing? I went somewhere. I went on a journey. Equus. Welcome. Sign up params, we can destructure in the bit. Of course, no one really uses dynamic languages. Everyone's using TypeScript now. And I feel like this is actually easier than TypeScript. Like TypeScript is really hard for me, like because you're trying to encode a dynamic language in. Oh, we need to make some stuff. Okay, so we've got some SQL down here. So we'll just add on to the end here because that's just how I like to do it, right? All of the SQL for this app is right here. Okay, the whole schema and everything. All right, so we'll do create. Actually, let's get this thing to be okay first. We'll just do this just so we can get some errors here. Some nice errors. Okay, cool. So we'll come down here, create users. Should we call them users? Counts? Is that better? No, we'll do users. We'll just keep it simple. Create table, if not exists. Also, one way to get around migrations is to just make your SQL idempotent, okay? It's very potent SQL. Users, ID integer, primary key. This macro is still scaring and wondering me at the same time. Look, I don't know. Do for short time. Look, okay? You can't, this is how you move quickly, okay? This is how you move quickly. So we'll do create table of non-exists, ID, primary key, and then we'll do, let's say email, right? Text not null, unique. All the hard work is done by the data store, which is nice, very nice. Let's see, we'll do created at. Let's just copy this from somewhere else. Where's my next? We'll just copy this right here. There we go. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Bluvian is true. Were you here when Prime rated that one time? That was crazy. I don't recommend it. I do not recommend that. I am not prepared for that. I don't have like a cool thing. That's how I got here. Yeah, I don't have a cool oh man, like this is so cool. Like, oh, he got rated. Like, I don't have a drum set, We got to figure it out together, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to make it special though, I found your channel from the Prime raid. Everyone, come on down. Come on down from the Prime raid. It's like 20 minutes of follow animation and still don't know who Peter is. It was bad. Like, it was not. I need to change that too. Like, I should change it to something else. I mean, it's funny because like I thought about the Idiocracy thing and I saw it on Prime's thing and I was like, I can't copy the Welcome to Costco, even though it's like a classic line. Colkis. Yeah, it's like a classic line from Idiocracy, but I can't do it because I don't want to be. Another saying from that movie is, lead, follow, or get out of the way. So I don't want to be a follow, and I don't want to get out of the way. So I gotta come up with my own thing, So we'll call this user, right? There we go. We'll call it user, and then we'll also insert user as well, right? Which, I should probably get an LLM to generate this, but I don't know. It's not that. There's not a lot going on here. Email values, good. I forgot about that. Can you move that so it isn't right smack in the middle of the screen? I could. That's true. We could do that. That'd be easy, right? Let's see. It happens so infrequently on my normal streams that I decided to put it front and center. But yeah, hey, we can put it to the top right. Like that. There you go. There you go. So now when it goes off, when someone follows, it'll be on the top right. Let's get it. Runner. 98 was it 989? Good idea. Great idea, in fact. When did I start streaming? I've been streaming on and off, mostly off for I don't know, since 2020, since everyone else started streaming, right? It's like, oh, I can't do anything. Can't go outside. I mean, I can go outside, because I live in Idaho. But should I? Should I go outside? Let's see. Insert as user returning. There you go. Good. Okay, cool. Insert user. And that's pretty much it, right? Now at this point, and then we could add a select, I guess, right? User by ID or user by email, right? And then the thing is, if we try to insert a new user on sign up, I don't. So I have like a weird thing about this. If you go to the sign up page and you try to get the magic link, the sign up and sign in page are the same thing, right? But if you enter in, like if I don't have rate limiting on the sign up page, you can easily find the valid emails. You can just hit email after email, right? So I'm kind of like, I don't know what you guys do, but like I feel like I've run into the situation where I'm like, should I even show like an error message, or should I just let you through and say, hey, you know, sent you an email if it exists, right? Because then you can't know. So that's usually what I wind up doing is like every time you sign up to get magic link, I just go sent you an email. So like you don't actually know if it works or not, right? Until you check your email and you don't get the email, but it doesn't matter. No one's gonna sign up for this anyway. I'm overthinking. What are you gonna do? All right, so let's see. So this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna sign up for this, right? And then you're gonna not have to pay any money. You're gonna get the first like 3 pictures or 10 pictures or whatever. So you can do like one upload for free, right? Which is risky, but I think what I want to do is make another replicate API call to check whether or not this is like a safe picture to even have on my server for like the 10 minutes that I'm going to have it. So you're going to upload a picture. I'm going to save it until replicate's API call comes back. I'm going to sign up for their webhooks. I'm going to send you an email, okay, when it's done. And then after, with a link, and after you click that link, I'm going to start a timer. A cron job is going to start, and then 10 minutes later, after you click the link, it will delete all of the pictures, right? Because I don't want any of that stuff, right? I hate that. No good, Nick. What's up? Why not just delegate it to sign in with Google, Apple? Would that solve it? Magic Link's so much easier, though. Well, it's so much easier. But yeah, you're right. Honestly, it could. Tell you the truth. Delete? No, I don't want that stuff. I am going to delete. I wonder if there's a way for me to actually show you that I deleted it. Like, I bet you I could show a live feed of the B2 bucket and show you the kilobytes that like went down, right? I bet you I could do that. That's actually a really good idea. I bet you I could do that. Why am I attaching the picture to the mail? Well, instead of with a link, because pictures through email are weird and every email client is like strange. So I'd rather just send you a link with like just a text email, It's more like the hackers photo AI, you know what I mean? Select users from, users where, email equals blah, and we'll just limit 1. All right. All right, cool. So now I have that. I'll go back to sign up, right? Which is, we should probably call it auth or something, but yeah, we'll just do whatever. So we'll DB insert user. Oh, we gotta. Almost forgot. Main. Come back. DB create users. That's what we gotta do. Also, I now have to change all of my whole schema to have users on every single table. Insert user, email. Oh, you know what I could do, which would be weird, is to have some kind of join table between the two. That'd be strange, right? Oh, wait. Update photo set deleted one. No. We are deleting. Okay? I am a deleter. But yeah, I don't know. But I guess I could do the pictures in the email, but I don't know. I don't want to do that. It's just email sucks. Like honestly, I don't like I hate email. I think it never kept up with anything. It's not great. All right, cool. So let user, and so we'll insert the email, and then we'll. I don't care to validate it. I guess I could, but the validation will be sending you an email, right? Like usually people are like, oh, check if there's an @ symbol or something, but yeah, yeah. Maybe I should do Apple sign in, but also I hate Apple sign in. No good, Nick. I hate that. It's like corporate destruction of the internet. It's like, no, I don't want Google sign in. It does mail them a physical envelope with the prints of their pictures. You know what though? AI generated images, dude. El Gringo. You know what though? To tell you the truth, that is genius. That is genius. Like that would be crazy because then you could charge and people would be like, oh yeah, no wonder you're charging money. It costs like physical money. It's so crazy. It might work. It's true. Shoot, man. That's a really good idea. Dang it. That's a good idea. Maybe I should do that to separate myself. There's an API. I'm an agent of chaos. Is it Lob? Lob, right? Lob's the API. API. Right? Isn't Lob the thing? Sees the mailbox, measurable mail. Oh yeah, they're moving into what my company does. I forgot about that. But they do have an API though that just sends mail, right? Oh my gosh, everything's direct mail now. Did Lob just totally get rid of their email or their mail API? Oh my gosh, this is so funny. It's like looking into my company's landing page. Okay, let me see. The company I work for, I guess. And maybe I just send real mail, no shot. No, it's true. It is. Can I get to the docs? Like where? Quick start guy. Here we go. Let's see. Integrations, reaching your audience, send mail. Send via the Lob print and mail API. Okay, so let's do that. Whoa, look at this little thing here. This little React application for these docs. Let's see, language setup guides. Creating a postcard via API. Now that the Lob API wrapper has been installed on your local machine, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you basically send it to the address. Oh, that's murky though, right? Now I gotta have your address data. Dude, there's so many violations of like people's privacy. I don't know about this idea anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'll always send it to like a close PO box, right? But then they have to have a PO box. Maybe in one step I'll set them up with a PO box and then send it to a application testing will take some time till mail arrives. That's true. That is true. I don't know about this idea now. I'm less of a believer. All right, so we'll send the mail or we'll send the email, right? We'll do it in the background. Tokyo spawn a future. Future? Can we do this? Is that async? Is that what we do? All right. What's the problem here? Is it just this missing semicolon? Okay. Tokyo spawn async. I know this is a problem. Okay, I'm aware of the spawn problem. It's a very wacky idea. All right. See you later, Oblivion. Lob write an end-to-end test. Challenge impossible. It's true. The end-to-end test is hopefully you take a picture of the postcard and send it back to me so that I can test that it made it through. Let's see. Mailgun. Oh, I need mailgun. MG. Should I really call it mailgun though, or should I just call it like emailer? Right? Mailer? And we'll call it mailgun. But realistically, maybe I shouldn't put a bunch of random company stuff in my thing, just in case I do want to change. But I feel like it's not going to happen. Send email from to. Okay, so from me. at getaiheadshot.com, right?
Hello, Peter.
Good
What's happening?
inside. Hey, good inside. Just testing it out, right? Just gonna test it. Let's see. Let's do user.email, right? What's the problem here? Expected stir found string.
Hello,
Gotta have
Peter.
that reference.
What's happening?
A big shuttis. A big wait. Oh no, I did it backwards. Bisguttis. Bisgutties? Is it bisgutties? Is it like biscotti? I'm sorry. I'm just an American, all right? Welcome to Get AI Headshot. And then we'll say the text. I love how this is just a. I wonder if this will work because I thought for sure the API said you needed to send both text and HTML, right? See, this API only has HTML. It seems like HTML is required, right? So the AI still got it wrong. It didn't actually read the docs. I'm sure there's a way to get Claude to read the docs, but I didn't do that. I did a 0-shot prompt. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. But honestly, like the way these AI companies are selling this thing is like just put your thing into the text box and it will do the thing. No context whatsoever, right? Like our training will take care of all that, but apparently it misses things like this, right? And so that's my problem with like the current crop of
Peter.
LLMs is like
What's happening?
every time they say they're better, they still miss like really simple stuff like this, which I feel like computers should be detailed, right? Like more detailed than me, because I'm not a very detailed person. All right, so HTML is required, text is optional, but that's what we want to send. So we'll send HTML. Unbelievable. Mario, welcome. All right, so we'll just do HTML, and that's fine. I don't really care. I mean, I like the idea of HTML or text instead, just text, but apparently Mailgun doesn't do that, so we want it to work first try. So we'll just do something like this format. We'll make it really easy, right? We're not going to do any internationalization, nothing. Let's see. Welcome. Click the link below to log in, right? To finish signing up. To finish signing up. Is that what we're going to do? All right. Boop. Click. We'll just say click this link. There we go. Keep it nice and simple. Are we shipping fast? Or are we hardly shipping? Wait. But oh no, look at this. This is great. This is a perfect example of async Rust. All right. So it doesn't like this. Right? So this is the problem when you don't have a GC, right? And you try and do async stuff in Rust. It doesn't like that so I made the user. I inserted the user into the database. And so this outer scope owns this user, right? And so I'm trying to make a new, potentially on my server, I'm trying to make a new thread pool, or I'm trying to make a new future, or a new async like block or whatever, a future, and it could be in a different thread because that's what Tokyo does, right? So, this is what makes async Rust like hard, right? Is like you can't just do what you do in normal Rust, which this would be fine because this is the only use of this owned value in this outer scope, and so I can't borrow inside of an async scope, right? So the only thing I could do is I have to either like make a new thing here, right? Which I did up here, right? So I either have to like make a longer lived string that I can clone, right? And then I can reference, right? Wait, I can't even do that. Wait, what did I do? What did I do in the other one? Hold on. What did I do here? Oh, I didn't. Oh, I did though. Path? Right? Am I crazy? I just did the same thing. There's an own string. I did the reference. What in the world? Wow, really? That's interesting. I did not know that. Let me see. We're learning to. Oh, I didn't move. Ah, dumb. There we go. Okay, now I can do it, right? Perfect. Okay, emails borrowed. That's fine. I did the move. I did this. I did this clone. I wonder if I can actually do bring in user now. No, I can't do that. But I did in the other one. How did I do this? How did I do this in the other one? Isn't this the same exact code? I did move. Now I did move again here. So I moved and I reference path. Do I have to await this or something? Is that the only difference? I cannot
Hello, Peter.
return a borrow to a value owned in a different thing. Let's look again. Okay, I did not await. Async move. I'm not trying to return it though, am I? Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Unbelievable. Anyway, so apparently you can do it, right? I was trying to return it because I didn't have a semicolon. That was my problem. Dang, it was like almost unrelated. Anyway, so that's how you solve it, I guess, right? It's not really a problem. That's just a skill issue. All right. So we need a link, right? We need to we need to have like a new, like a login route, right? Get login. And no, I will not be logging people in on get. I had a situation where wow, this is a long one. First time chatter, welcome. Every day during the daily, starting to make me feel pressure to deliver. The importance of quick development. On the other hand, it's hard for me to stand up to him and tell him I don't need to be hurried and rushed. Sprints and dailies as a tool to exert pressure. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could be, I guess. But there is pressure. There is actually time pressure, though. Like, I mean, the business needs to make money, right? If they're trying to hurry you along, I mean, there's probably a reason for that, right? I mean, imagine this, right? Imagine you own the company. Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah. Sorry. Look, okay, skill issue. All right, I'm sorry. I removed the await. Oh, I did remove the await. Oh no, I gotta take that away. So yeah, the only problem is like if you do this, like this, right? This was my problem. I'm trying to return here, right? And it looks like a really nasty thing. But yeah, I can't actually do this. I can't actually reference this. I was wrong. Okay. I was wrong. I can't return. Rayan, you were right. I was wrong. Okay. Man, Twitch chat is just like a bunch of chads. It's a Twitch chat or is it Twitch Chad? Okay. That's the thing. Look, but imagine you own the company, right? Imagine you own the company and you had a month, or like, let's say you have like a year of runway, right? Let's say you have 6 months of runway. Let's say you have 3 months, right? And when I mean runway, I mean like you have 10 engineers. They're all making 100K. That's $1 million, right? Let's say you only have $1 million in the bank account, right? That means you have a year of runway with no other costs, right? So if you're coming down to the end and you're trying to make a product that's you think is gonna give you some more room, right? There's gonna be pressure on the engineers to deliver, right? If that's what they think is gonna get them to last longer than a year, right? So, I mean, if from that perspective, there is some urgency because otherwise the company won't exist in a year, right? I mean, that's the kind of thing I think of, right? So you got to think about that from their perspective, right? Like, and it might not be that dire. It's just an example. But yeah, look, I mean, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. You know what I mean? But yeah. Also, the other thing too, as engineers, we're like really fungible. The future of Get AI Headshot. we look as the CEO of Get AI Headshot, we currently have 0 runway, so I can hire 0 engineers, including myself. Right? I'm actually going to take a hit on this. It's not good. All right, let me see.
Hello, Peter.
Click this link to finish signing up. But yeah, but as engineers, we are pretty fungible. So you also have to think about that too, like just from their perspective, right? Like, and you could say, "Oh, management's evil," blah blah blah, a bunch of bean counters or whatever. But like, But that's true. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation, right? Like, they are bean counters for a reason, and they do like invest in marketing and stuff to boost the money coming in, the income. And I think we kind of get complacent as engineers. We're like, oh yeah, because there's two sides to the business, right? At least the company where I work, there's two sides. There's marketing and sales, and then there's the engineers and the data scientists and all that stuff, right? So like each side is what's called, so the marketing and sales are profit centers, right? So you can directly tie revenue to a salesperson's activities at the company, which is pretty nice to be a salesperson if you're a good one. If you're a bad one, you'll probably get fired fairly quickly because you have zero income coming in. That's your whole job. Engineers, on the other hand, are harder to we're harder to pin down, right? How much value we're adding to the company. Obviously, we make the product, so there's some value, but we don't know which engineer is doing what. But also, like, we're cost center, right? We cost the company money, right? So it costs money to make product and to like do training on machine learning and stuff, right? And then it they only make money when they sell it. So it's like a balancing act between how many engineers and like what are they going to work on, and like how fast are they like shipping, versus the other side is how fast are we selling, and like are the features that they're doing, are they helping us sell, right? So yeah, look, it's we act like the world is so nice, but the world has always been out to get us, right? It doesn't matter if it's management at a software company or if we're out in the middle of the wilderness trying to survive. There's every single thing around us is trying to get us, right? You eat the wrong mushroom, the wrong berry, you're done for. So I don't know. We can think we're insulated from all that, but like the reality is life is hard. That's just the truth. All right. Let me see. What is this? Also, get AI headshot. Insta failure. All right. Insta failure. Let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna get the link. Right. We're doing this. We're doing the route. Almost forgot what I was doing. All right. We got a little bit to go here. Get login is gonna be login. 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 And we could say like token or something, right? Whoa, my goodness. Where did I just go? I just went somewhere. We went on a journey. All right, toke. All right, we'll do a login token, and we'll come back down to this, and we'll just copy this. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh, I see. The whole thing is off, right? Login URL is this, right? Actually, we could just do this. We don't have to do format. Oh, we do have to do format, actually. I'll make this an environment variable maybe, but yeah, for right now, we'll just hard code. Localhost 3000 and what did I call it? 9001 because it's over 9000. We are well over 9000. And then we'll do login path, right? We'll do URL login, and then the macro magically. My URL macro magically knows that it needs another argument, right? And that's the token, right? So we'll just do that for now, which I think get login, right? There you go. It takes 0 arguments, but 1 argument was supplied. Oh, what did I do wrong here? Login token, right? Am I crazy? Oh, maybe I read it from the actual function? Uh-oh, we might have to do some macro debugging. Let me see. Get login. Oh my gosh. And then we'll do, we don't need that. We need the DB. We don't need a form, right? And then we also need path. And we'll do token here. And token will be a string. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can get this going. We'll have to just fill this in real quick. Oh, I missed that. Robiat. Robiat? Welcome. Let me see. We've got token. Can I find value token in the scope? Oh, for post login, right? So for post login, we'll just do route login, right? Because we'll just send it in the body, right? Post login. There we go. Cool. And then this one's not going to have a path, right? It's just going to have the body. So what you're going to do is you're going to click the link and it's going to redirect you, or it's going to submit a form. it's going to submit a form from the get request to the post request because yeah, what are you going to do? All right, so let's say did my macro, is it falling apart? It is, isn't it? Oh no, we're good here. Let's see. Login URL. My URL macro has fallen apart. This function takes 0 arguments, but 1 was supplied. Uh-oh, we gotta debug my URL macro because I want to use the stuff. Let's see, URL macro. It takes an ident that is the path sim, or the ident that is the path, or makes a new ident. fn name path. So when I make the path, though, that's actually the router macro. Is router macro here? It is. So I take, this, avert your eyes. Okay, just look away, all right? So let's see, here's the ident where we make the path, right? Pressure is hard. Sometimes salespeople make a mistake tying projects and you'll be pressured, but everybody can make a mistake. I try to run away when the company uses pressure in every project as a performance booster. I can work for some time, but not forever. Yeah, no, that's also true. They can definitely overdo it, right? But yeah, I don't, it's hard to know where they overdo it and where they are doing it because they have to. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, if every day is crunch for every year that you work at the company, that's just called game development, and that's just called AAA game development. And yeah, you shouldn't work there, right? That's not good. But yeah, usually, like, when times are flush or whatever, like, you can feel it. You'll be like, oh, there's less pressure and like blah blah blah. But if it's always pressure all the time, that's not good either. 50% most days and 100% feels like 100%. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, when things are pretty calm, things are calm. Yeah, that's also true. But we low key just be doing the job we got hired to do. That's also true, right? We're doing our best here, people. All right, we can only move so fast. Let me see. Ident new, and if we move any faster, there's gonna be bugs. Okay, and no one likes bugs. All right. Okay, so let's see. I do have FN args here, right? I do have the args, which is interesting because I don't seem to be getting that here. This only takes 0 arguments, but unexpected argument of type. Yeah, that's annoying. So the function I'm making doesn't understand that get login needs the path to the token. But I guess what I could do, since I mean, I don't really want to come at it like Rails does. I was trying to avoid that. Like, I was trying to avoid that. But even if you look at the generated function, it still doesn't. It still doesn't have the right function args, right? Oh, that's my fault. I'm in a different world. That's my fault. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Axum routes are not this. They are this with a colon. Dude, there we go. Now we got it. Now we're good. Okay, expected 1 argument. Perfect. All right, sweet. Cool. So now it works, right? And now I just need to make a token, right? And the token's gonna be I like nano ID. I like a nano ID every once in a while, nanod. I like a nano ID, it's not bad, right? Crates, nano ID. Let's see. I'm gonna use a crate though. Oh no, I'm not rolling my own everything. I got to come up with my own version of this because I feel like I don't want to be using a crate out here. Look at these dependencies. Look, it has rand as a dependency. What the heck? It's all right. 1 dependency, we can deal with it, right? All right. But I feel like this is like a simple thing to do, so I should probably do this on my own one stream, right? You can just cargo expanded debug macros if you need. Useful for me. I just look at it. I just eyeball the macro, okay? Let's see. But yeah, I should do that. I should learn how to do that, actually. But I wrote this macro, so we're good, right? I wrote this one. It's all right. I know what I'm doing, right? But the router macro is another thing entirely, right? If I go back to the router macro, look at this macro I wrote. So this is the function macro that you see here to give me. So basically, what this does, I don't think I've talked about this. So like in like TypeScript and things, you get all this static routing and all this stuff. So I wanted that too, but I didn't want to like move you away from axum routes. I did originally. Originally, this was a not a function proc macro. It was a it was like this, and you basically did this, right? And then you said get slash, right? So this was the original version, and I do like this, but I ran into oh no, I was a tuple actually. But I ran into a problem where it got weird, where you wanted to add state to Axum. So I wound up going like with arc app state or something, which is like not good, right? It's like not a great, or with like CX is my state. So this feels weird, and I didn't like the syntax, and it was it's just strange syntax. So I wanted to keep you in Axum land, but then at the same time I wanted to loop through all of these expers and get each of these idents here, and then now you can reference them. So like when I did URL, right, it's the other side. So now I don't have a string here. Now I can just call post upload, right? URL post upload, and it because I make a new ident called post upload underscore path. I append path to the end, kind of like Rails, and then you could call it statically, which is pretty cool. So now you're not in like string land all the time, I'm not against string stuff, but like it is nice to not make a typo. Is that Rust X? Yeah, it's a Rust X, Rust-Oleum. Let's see. I don't know. I should learn how to use cargo expand. All right, so let's go back to what am I doing? We're going back to where were we? Login? Oh, that's right. We have to make the nano ID thing, right? Cargo add nano ID. All right. Did it get added? It did. All right. So we come in here and we go nano ID. So post sign up, click this link to finish signing up, login URL, let ID equals, or we'll call it, what do I call it, token? Nano ID. Oh, my dog is going off. Let's see. All right. And then we got login URLs good. Use implementer of future that must be used. Oh, okay. Await. Expect. Failed to send login link, right? I wish I could have the concept of namespace from, I believe, in Nano ID. Oh, really? I've never used a UID other than version 4. So I know like ULIDs are a thing too, and like UUID v8 is similar, like timed or whatever. But yeah. My dog will not shut up. Crazy. Yeah. I'm getting robbed. I'm getting robbed right now. Chugging coffee. What's up? It's going pretty good. Okay, let me see this. Could you imagine? They just come in, see the green screen, and they go, "What a nerd! I'm getting out of here. Yeah, we're not gonna deal with this." It's so funny. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we've got. I actually don't need CX here. It's interesting. Okay, so we've got. We were sending the email to sign up. We're doing the get login, right? So on the other side, when you click the link, we've got the token here in the path. So we're gonna call. We're going to. I mean, does this even matter? Does it even matter to post the
Peter.
form though?
What's
Revolt
happening?
Switch, welcome. I'm not even sure if it matters. I'll tell you the truth. I'm not sure it matters if you have to do this, right? R.O. Claude, welcome.
Hello, Peter. What's happening?
I know, I gotta change the thing. I gotta change the. Okay. All right, I gotta change the thing. I can't just say Peter, okay, all the time, Although Office Space, such a great movie. Let me see. Get login, token. Oh my gosh. Token. We gotta I gotta submit this form. And then I have to bring in JavaScript. Let's just not do it. Let's just log them in on Git. Who even cares at this point, right? No one's gonna sign up for this. We'll just do some, we'll just do it a little bit, It's all right. So we got the DB. So we need to put them in the thing here, insert users. We've got a new table. right? We're gonna have a new table called login, and that'll store logins with a reference to user, right? If I could type, if I could just type, just simply type. All right. So we'll come in here. Every user will just change to login. And so we've got ID. We don't have email. We actually have user ID. Integer, not null references. There should only be one login at a time, but we'll keep a history of logins because why not, right? Actually, maybe we should delete the login instead of doing like a soft delete. I hate soft deletes. I like hard deletes. I like hard things, hard deletes. All right, let me see. Obviously I'm programming Rust for web, so I like hard things. Don't clip, don't. No one's paying attention, right? We're good, right? Let's see. User ID, and we've got the token itself, right? So tokens here. Token is a text not null, unique. So we can query by token. Is this file kind of like mixing Rails migration and seeds files? Same file as the one I was just typing it with. All of it's together. Okay, HTML, you got Tailwind, Rust, database stuff, all in the same file. But yeah, it is. So like basically what you do, right? So Rails, after years of programming Rails, I've come to the conclusion that there's a lot of needless complexity in the Rails like ecosystem. There's like a lot of things that should be way simpler. So one of those is migrations, right? Like they have this whole thing, but every SQL thing has a idempotent way to create tables that they already exist. So really what we're trying to do is we're trying to map some bit of SQL to a function that we call, right? That's all we want to do. We don't actually want to run Rails DB migrate, right? We actually want to just call the function in main. Like on startup, we want to call the function, and that's what I do. So I always do create table if not exists, and then if I had to add stuff later, I do alter table, and I just call those things in sequence. So here in main, right, you can see I just call the functions that I create in that DB macro, and then those are my migrations, right? So I need to add logins here, right? It has trade-offs. It's not there's no going back, right? There's no down migrations, right? Down migrations are just don't make mistakes, No, I'm just kidding. Down migrations are like because when you do down migrations, you're in dev anyway, so you can recreate the whole database like to match prod at any time because you're in control. So down migrations are like a weird thing, and you should never run a down migration in prod anyway. Which who does that really? No one does that, right? Right? No one does that, right? So yeah, just not even having down migration sort of takes away the temptation, to run them in prod. So let's see, we've got login, place, insert. Oh, I'm missing a question mark here. So yeah, but yes, that's what it is. So I have the whole schema here. The whole schema is here. Can I? Okay. So everything that you see, all the database stuff is right here. And what's cool about this versus something like Active Record, which I'm not going to talk bad about Active Record. It's fine, right? Like N+1s are not a big deal, especially with SQLite. But the main problem with Active Record is it dynamically generates the SQL on every single request, even if the SQL is already well understood, right? So our Rails app at work is like years old. Some of those controllers are like years old at this point, right? I use an ORM nerd. So what this does is pre-compiles the SQL to the bytecode or whatever that the SQLite JIT runs, or the SQLite VM. So like this automatically prepares all SQL queries, right? At startup time, right? Which is really cool. And so now like I get an even bigger speed up. Not that it matters, but every single time you can speed something up, it's less for like the caching layer to do. And I don't even have caching because Rust is so fast that like it's not really a thing. So I'm eliminating like whole classes of problems that you run into in Rails, right? Rails is slow. It doesn't matter, right? One request a second doesn't matter. So it's ready to go like third grade me on school photo day. That is correct. It is ready to go. So yeah, like there's a whole bunch of complexity in not in Rails itself. Well, there is complexity in Rails, but the problem with Rails is that, and other things like it, is that there's a whole bunch of stuff on top, right? You've got to run it behind Nginx. You've got to put it in Docker. You've got to host Postgres or something, right? Because combining Rails and SQLite, even though it seems like a match made in heaven, I don't think it is personally, because you can't combine two slow things. You have to either have one fast thing and one slow thing, or you know what I mean? Like you can't do that, right? I need to learn more about macros like this. Oh yeah, we can. You know what? We can go into it if you want, but uh, doesn't Rails have a built-in ORM? Yeah, active record, cold float. Yeah, it's active. Cold float. You know this. You know this cold float. Yeah. So I like that all the SQL's defined up front, and then all you have to do is you're like, oh, what is this thing doing? So like here, and now I can like see where it's called to really easily. And I go, oh, I wonder what db.upload by ID is doing. Oh, there it is. There it is, right there. Oh man, look at that. Incredible. I can see that it returns an upload, right? I see that it returns an upload. And I can also see that upload has 3 fields. Incredible, right? Oh my gosh. It's like, oh man, if Rails had tooling like this, it'd be nice. I mean, I know IntelliJ exists and like annotate gem and stuff, but like, whatever. I don't want to use IntelliJ. All right, so let's see. We're back to logins. Now that I'm done dumping on Rails like every stream that I do, no, Rails is fine. I don't know, it's fine. Also, I really don't like Rails' resource routing. It's really, I just have personal problems, you know. I got skill issues. I got personal problems. Don't listen to me, all right? I think Rails is good for like e-commerce. That's what it is. And that's kind of like when it was invented, that was like the main use case for the internet, which it still is, but it was like kind of new at the time, like 2003. So yeah, like Amazon was like just getting like revved up. You know, and a bunch of people were trying to make their own little e-commerce shops, and that was like pretty much the only way. But yeah, look, I mean, I always talk about language. I don't want to bring it up again. Okay, don't make me point at the chart. Okay, don't make me point at the chart. Let's see. So we got token text not all unique user ID token values. Good. Select logins where email. No, select login by token. All right, there we go. Login by token. Okay, and then we got logins. How do I feel about JavaScript? You know what? Like JavaScript. I don't want to talk about JavaScript. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. You know what? It's what it is. It is what it is. Can you put the screen on macro rules for DB? Oh, you really want to do about the DB? Okay. All right. So let me explain what it does. Let me just explain. So on the left side of the equal sign, right? So this is like my own little syntax I cooked up. It went through a few iterations, but yeah. So on the left side of the equal sign, you see like an ident. That's what syn calls. So if you don't know anything about Rust macros, right? The first thing you have to do is throw away vanilla Rust, the stud libraries thing, and you got to just go straight to the syn crate. And the syn crate makes parsing way easier. So this is what every macro in Rust pretty much looks like, this dependency chain right here. You've got quote and syn. And those two things together make Rust macros way, way easier. Don't even bother trying to use Rust normal proc macro stuff without crates. Just forget it. It's not going to work. I mean, it is going to work, but yeah, don't even worry about it. So like then it just comes down to something like this. You say parse macro input, you get tokens, which is a string, which they call a token stream, into the syntax tokens, right? And then you can like sort of manipulate them. And then the quote, so the input is syn is like the input part, and then quote is the output part, right? So you call parse macro input or whatever you do, and then you get quote output. And then from here, you can like get your token stream back, right? And so proc macros, everything's in and out, right? Just like the greatest burger chain on the planet, okay? In and out, right? It's tokens in, tokens out. So the way the DB macro works is on the left side, it's what the syn crate calls an ident, right? Of the equal sign. On the right side of the equal sign, right? So if I go over here, right, if I find my home row, that's you did not just say that. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, and I will stand by it. So on the right side of the equal sign is a expression literal, right? And it's a string literal. It happens to be a string literal, but in Sin it's called an experlit, right? And that's like underneath. That's what it's called. And then on the right side of the quotes, I sort of added on. It's not it's not my best work, okay? But I sort of added on this as thing, and so you can like cast. You can think of it as like casting a struct that's going to be created dynamically from the create table. So so all of these queries are using the same struct that gets generated. So the struct gets generated from the columns that you define here. And I haven't done the alter table stuff yet, but I will. Okay, just mark my words. But yeah, once I do that, it'll combine alter table columns with create table columns, and it'll put them all together in the same struct. That's why they're all in the same macro, by the way, because macros can't communicate with each other because Rust compiles it's a two-pass compiler, and you don't know when the the macros are going to run because it could do weird stuff. So like one macro might compile on two macros in a row. It's not a single pass compiler. It doesn't go from top to bottom, right? So you don't know if and there's like caching involved too. So if you have two macros that are like next to each other, you don't know if the bottom one's going to compile or the top one. So that's why you either have to stick it all in the same thing, which is what I did here, or you have to try to communicate with like weird file things, and like it's not good. It violates the tokens in, tokens out thing. So anyway, if I go into the source, right, now that I've explained that, right, if I go into the source, right, so I like to do all my macros. So that's what I tell you, right? So like there's three types of Rust proc macros, right? There's a function proc macros, there are derive macros, and there's another one that I'm already forgetting, but it's a different type of macro. So this one is a function like proc macro. So you call it like a function. So db exclamation point parens, and it's the same thing. Its input is parse macro input, right? And this macro input, you can see Sin gives you this punctuated thing, and it does all the hard work for you, right? So all you have to do is call input as tokens, right? As a token stream. When I say input as token stream, and then you can say Sin parse this as a punctuated list of what I defined as a SQL expr, right? I made this up, right? So here you can just make a struct, and as long as you give it the types that Sin expects, so like idents are things without quotes. In my editor, they're highlighted as little white things. When you do like let x equals 1, x is the ident, right? Left of the equal sign. And then I also have the SQL as a string literal at compile time, by the way. Okay, at compile time. And then you have the statements, right? So like these are all of the compiled statements from the SQL parser. So I also am leaning on the SQL parser crate. So I have two crates that do all the hard work for me, Sin and SQL parser, right? So I'm not like some kind of genius out here doing all this stuff. I heavily rely on I stand on the shoulders of giants. And then I have like a cast, which I have as another struct. And so here I'm basically saying like, what am I casting as that as part? That is what represents. This is what represents that. So then we can go into the DB macro more, but yeah, that's basically it. So basically what happens is I have three functions that I call inside of the macro. So this all happens at compile time. I have two input, two out. Look, you got me talking about macros, okay? It's on, all right? I know you said thank you and you don't want me to talk about it anymore, but we're doing it, okay? We're going hard. So I've got two input, two output, and two tokens, right? So input, it takes the 2 hours later. 10 hours later. All right, fine. Look, I'll just cut it short, but you can look at it on GitHub. If you go to github.com/walker/ride, RYDE, okay? RY. It's not an I, it's a Y. You can look at it, but I maybe I'll go over it later, but yeah, for now, that's like an intro to macros. Yeah, so it's thanks for going into detail. Yeah, I haven't even got started yet. What are you talking about? Everyone wants to cut me off. Don't give me a microphone with ask me about macros, okay? We're never gonna get through it, all right? We're never gonna make this app. All right, so let me see. Cool. It's more than most people get into. I mean, Look, I don't know how to simplify. I should. But basically what happens is every macro, you basically do this thing where you parse the macro thing into your own version of a struct, right? And then you do your operations that way, right? I literally never heard anyone go into this depth. We haven't even begun. So basically what happens is you go in and you have your experts and I'm mapping over them, right? And I basically do a bunch of transformations, right? So here is where the SQL parser parses this stuff, right? And I just, I have it to do better error handling. And then so I get my SQL expert struct, right? And then from there, I map over all the columns and I put it in a hash set, right? Because I'm trying to keep track. So I want to keep track of all the columns in each of the tables because I want to generate the structs on the right side of the as, right? From the create table. And all this happens in compile. Like, don't get it twisted, all right? This is all, we're still in compile land. And then once I get the input, right, which I call an input struct, which is the columns from the create table and the definitions from the SQL parser crate, then I loop over all the definitions, which is definitions means like the parts of the SQL string, right? Then from there, I create what I call a statement, right? And a statement is an enum that I made, and it's the different types of SQL, right? That you can do. So there's execute batch, which is like it maps one-to-one to SQLite, the SQLite crates thing. They call it execute batch. It's like multiple SQL statements separated by semicolons. And then you have execute, which is just one, right? And so each of these idents has their own like fields in a struct, right? We're still cold float. We're still going. All right, we're not stopping. But I gotta get to work though. And then we've got like aggregated queries, right? And we've got queries. I've got the create table, right? That's special because I get all the stuff. So obviously I'm missing alter table, but I'll get to it eventually. Okay, when I run into it, I'll get to it. But yeah, so here's like the main one, which is query, which is what you see when I do insert or login. And what I do is I break it down, right? So like to generate this function, insert is different, right? insert is different than update and all this stuff. So if I go back to DB, right? I go back up here. There's just a lot of like data massaging, I guess. I don't know what you call that. Is it called massaging still? Is that off limits? I don't know. So yeah, so here is, so I loop over, I do the to statement, right? And the to statement is where I just do a match, right? And so there is a limitation here, which is where I only look at the last thing. So you can put a bunch of SQL statements in those strings with semicolons, but I only look at the last one as like to what I should return, right? And what the function does. So the function will call all the SQL. So if I did 2 create tables in one ident, that's fine. I can do that. But I only look at the last one to see what I should call it, right? So I look at the last statement and I see. So if you have a create table first and then you have a select, I'm only gonna like call the select, I guess. Does that make sense?
Hello, Peter. What's
Nuckyhu,
happening?
welcome. Did I say that? I butchered that. So anyway, here's the create table statement. Here's the insert statement, right? And so I have like some of the data. So I have table name, columns, returning. I have the source for the query, right, which is the box query. And then I've got some other stuff, right? I'm destructuring, right? And then from here, I'm generating like what will be the I added this nice little compile time, but you could tell I wrote this because I have the dumbest comments ever. So here we can like go through, and I'm basically just using the SQL parser crate at this point, right? So here I don't look at this. Okay, don't look at this it's ampersand double dereference or whatever this is. Don't worry about it, okay? Just avert your eyes. But it's all compile time, so no one cares, right? We can get away with weird stuff. So here I have this. I have the values for the insert statement, and so I'm keeping track of the placeholder count. So this is how I do this. Let me show you. This code maps to this. So like here, I have 2 insert into logins. I have 2 columns I'm trying to insert into. If I delete one of these question marks, you see this error right here at the top? Proc macro panicked, message, insert login, placeholder count doesn't match insert into. That maps directly to, if you ever wondered how the Rust compiler does the error stuff, this is how it does it, right? That maps directly to this. So I keep track of the placeholder count, right?
Hello,
And then
Peter.
if the
What's
input
happening?
column names that you give it don't match, right here, this is the same error. I panic because I'm lazy. But there's a better way to do this, than panic. But I'm pretty lazy. I just do a panic. So because panic at compile time, who cares, right? It looks like a compile error. So placeholder count does not matter. There it is, right? It's right there, right? So yeah, I do like stuff like this. I mean, and SQLX does this. They do a lot more. It's more robust. But I'm just, seat of my pants kind of guy, Kevin, thank you, welcome. So yeah, this, and I do a bunch more stuff. I check that the insert into matches the table columns as well. So if you give it a column that doesn't match, so we'll do this. So let's say we'll do user's ID instead of user ID, right? So then it has columns user ID does not exist in table logins, right? So like it's pretty cool. Like you could do really cool error handling stuff. And I know the latest Rust versions have like better thing. You can do even crazier stuff, but I haven't gotten around to it. So those are my only two things that I check for insert because those are the things that I always mess up, right? I'm always like, oh, I missed a question mark or I missed a stupid thing or whatever. So I made sure to specifically check for those things because I always mess those up. And Bro wrote his own language. Yeah, that's what look. Rex, I was telling Rex this the other day. I was like, man, wouldn't it be sweet if we could all write our own languages to like solve the problems we're trying to solve, So yeah, this. So now I just get the returning too. I have to check the returning, and I basically look for all the columns from the select, and I check if there is a cast, right? And then I even check to see because I messed this up before too, where I don't do the cast, and so I have a check for that too. But then so here you can see I have some on conflict stuff. So this is all the things that you could do in SQL. I sort of have to painstakingly go through at compile time and check to see. So like SQL's a pretty big language actually. And so to even SQL parser does the hard work, but to do like the business logic-y stuff, to like do the checks that you like mistakenly do all the time, it takes a lot of code, unfortunately. So here I'm doing on conflict stuff. I have that support. And then finally at the end, each of these things are the same kind of. I have a query statement that I return. And then from there, I can, right? Where was I? So from there, we can go back up here. We can go back down to 2 tokens. And now I finally get the Rust source code, right? And so this is an important part. So you can think of like all these things. Okay, what if I had an update? It's similar to the insert, delete, similar, create table, blah, 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 right? So from here, we're almost done. From here, right, I get, I generate traits and I generate impulse and I generate the rest of the tokens, right? So here's where so you'll notice this quote here. That's what I was talking about, the quote crate. It makes it more like Lisp, right? So here I loop through all the tokens. So this means when you do this is how you loop in a proc macro, right? If you want to generate a bunch of code in a loop and you have a vec of token streams, this is how you do it. It's like some weird regular expression thing. You do a pound sign, and then inside you do a parens, and you do a star, and another pound sign to represent. So in the quote crate, the missing part, the dynamic parts of what you're generating in Rust are all with pound. They're all prefixed with pound signs, right? So this is compile time. This is runtime. Inside quote is what will run, right? So this is the code outside of quote, everything is compile time. Inside of quote, everything is going to actually be like generated. And so you got to make sure that it works, right? So here I'm also generating a database connection to Tokyo RU SQLite. And so this is all generated Rust code, right? All this stuff. So here I have my DB function that I'm generating, right? So this looks pretty normal, right? Because you can just write normal Rust code here. But this is all going to be generated at compile time. So here I'm looping through the traits that I generate for all the queries and the impulse, right? Yes, chicken finger tacos, exactly. So yeah, so that's it, right? And so here I can go through all the impulse, but you can look at this on GitHub if you really want to. But yeah, so and then I sort of loop through all this, and here's more stuff, and there's more. So here's like a function that gets generated from the execute, right? If it's not select, adds be like that. It's true. That's really cool. Yeah, sweet. So yeah, you can look at it, but yeah. I should really make a video. I'm gonna make a video about Rust proc macros because I feel like people have like this weird thing like, oh, macros are like who No, I think I was watching Melky one day, and he said macros are a crutch. And I thought that was the strangest statement to make. I was like, what in the world? What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. Like, that makes no sense. Uh, it's just code generation, right? There's a lot of just, I don't know, there's a lot of like FUD, you know? All macros, Golkus, all macros in all languages. I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. I guess it means like you didn't abstract or something, but you are abstracting. You're just abstracting at compile time. So I haven't tried Zig comp time. I know it's a lot simpler, and it's like some weird workaround for generics or something like compile time generics essentially. And I'm not like a huge fan of that. I like to me macros are code generation is I think we always wind up doing it in the end. Even if you don't realize you're doing it, you are doing it. So in Go land, when you try a SQL driver, it's always code generation. It just happens to be static and be in a file and live in your repo, which makes no sense, right? Because you're never going to touch it. Auto-generated at the top. Don't touch this by auto-generated. You ever see that? That's code generation. Programming languages are a crutch. Just build the program by setting the bits. It's true. What are we doing? El Gringo. Why are we out here doing all this LLVMIR? Stupid. But you can hide too much information inside of a macro, especially so in a library. What is I mean, can you? Is there I always make this argument about like we get pretty wild. People who are really into software development, we get pretty crazy. We get into this weird dogmatic mindset of like, oh, this should be the way. And if you do it this way, it's like a weird hack. And like, I don't think that's the case. I think all weird hacks are valid, right? Because on a long enough time scale, all programs turn into weird hacks, right? So I think you might as well just start with the weird hacks, right? And if you might as well just hide all the information, right? Too much or too little is, I mean, that's subjective, right? What is that? J? Is that a J? I can't even read that. My font's so little. My teammates write JS that writes TS. Just pref Rust macros. Yeah, exactly. Why even make programs? Just process the HTTP request yourself by hand. Maybe, you know what, El Gringo? We can combine that with your other idea, which was the printing postcards, right? We could do that. We'll combine those two things and have the slowest server ever.
What's happening?
Christian, welcome. I just butchered that. All right. What time is it? Oh my gosh, I gotta go. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta get to work. Okay. So should we raid? Where did I leave off? I didn't even try the mailgun stuff. See you later, El Gringo. Let's see. I don't know. I always raid, but honestly, like, I don't understand the point of raiding. Someone explain it to me, because I don't really get it. All right, let's see who's on here. Pirate software. We'll do ending with Ali, right? Well, maybe we should do Algo Bro. We'll do Algo Bro. Java.
The receiving end of one of these.
Oh shoot! What is this?
I would just be trolling. I'd be doing like skits. Like every time they asked me a question, I'd have another ridiculous hat on. So it's like every time the camera pans back and forth, I'm swapping ridiculous hats.
Ali? Okay, let's do Ali.
Just like I have a whole box of them next to me. I would just absolutely make it a clown show. But then again, I have kind of a defiant thing, pathological defiance. Still,
we'll do Ali. She looks confused. I don't know what that was. Oh, she's doing work. Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. Cool music, I guess, right? We'll do that. We'll do Ali. All right. Watch WTF's true. Hey, Bluvian. Send me a message. All right. It was fun talking about macros. Don't ask me about macros, because the stream will go on at least 30 minutes longer, okay? You deserve at least 30 more minutes of macros. All right. See ya later, probably tomorrow. All right, bye.